So, before we shall continue with our regular transmission, there's been some moves being done in the background concerning the campaign and the uh, size of the party, so to speak. Real life tends to bring unforeseen situations, and sometimes one has to leave to deal with that. So sadly, one of our players that was going to play dancer slash rogue multiclass called Aubrey Violet has left the party, and the campaign will be going on without them. Uh, I was looking forward to this character. I think they were going to be interesting, especially in the setting, in the circumstances that they existed. I think the character artwork was very nice, but it is what it is. We are still going on with the campaign. Hopefully, the story be good. So that was the like only, not even PSA, but just general service announcement before we return, or rather resume our standard programming, I would say. So there we go.
Okay, because yeah, most likely we'll have to delay another week. I essentially have two ideas. One of them is probably for later, as like after actually the campaign like kicks off properly. But the other one, seeing that well, we do have a time slot that some of us can make it. I've been thinking. I'm not sure if you'll be interested in, or not, but in the future, in case a similar thing happens that one of us cannot make it, and for whatever reason, for example, because the session is like we are in the middle of that person's arc, so it would be kind of bad to have a session without that player character. Uh, so I'm thinking that instead of like delaying and not having session at all, I've been thinking of like having prepared beforehand like a one-shot module that could be played with like probably pre-generated characters or something like that. Not sure how like open to that idea you would have been.
I'm fine with that idea.
I think I'd be okay with side stories like that. Yeah.
I mean, actually, yeah, the thing about side stories, because yes, the first idea that I mentioned that probably should wait until we kick off with the like main story is that it I might think of like something like a like a glimpse in this world, like from a different perspective or different people and a different kind of like eclipse. So yeah, exactly like this sort of side story. The module one shot idea, I essentially thought like basically taking prepared modules and running them like just kind of like a separate thing from the Night Watch, from the World of Eclipse.
Okay.
All right.
So essentially something to like consider, so that we might have an alternative, like instead of like uh, we gather around and we have no play at all, we can still go with something that having a session might allow us to like get experience with Foundry more and uh, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, sounds good by me.
Core, and 3 cents from you.
I don't really have any thoughts on it. I'm always down to play.
Okay.
So something just to do on the off weeks, You won't hear a complaint out of me.
Okay. Yeah, sadly, only like let's say like only this weekend I thought about that. That idea didn't come to me like the previous weeks, but Well, I should have a week. Oh, actually, just now that I have you in voice chat, just out of curiosity, how's your schedule looking for the upcoming week? Just out of curiosity. I have a week off, so that's all. The only reason why I'm asking is that.
My
So,
D&D. Okay, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go first. You go first. You
Okay,
you spoke up
so-
first.
I I DM from 5 a.m. tomorrow till 8, and then I DM again at 10 to 1, and then I DM from 6 to 9ish, and then I head into I do Monday 7:30 a.m. to 10:30, and then I go and head into work from noon to 5. At which point, the rest of the 4 days of the week, I work from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. But on Thursdays, I also have a game at 6 p.m. But I still think that'd be like your 3 a.m. Black Shadow.
What's
Okay.
your what's your time zone? EST?
I'm PST.
PST. Hold on, I'm
you're
gonna
on the,
I'm
you're on
gonna
the
use
far
Google.
side.
So like what was the time you said? Like 9 p.m. PST?
Okay, let me let's put this right. These are my session times. 5.
Yeah, because it's like if it's 9 p.m. EST, then yeah, it's 3 a.m. Here. Which DM'd maybe not, but recently there were like a couple of days where I woke up like before 3 a.m. because VR role playing session was happening. And suddenly most VR groups are running on American time zones because there's like more people playing in those times.
These are all the times that I'm busy for this week. Out of that, I am free.
Yeah, suddenly my Sundays are actually hold on. 10 a.m. Ooh, yeah, that cuts it close on Sunday. Friday. PST. Okay, 2 p.m. PST is like 11 p.m. here, so maybe an hour later would be like midnight. Okay. I doubt. Not sure if I'm gonna have an Friday. This, how about your potential like schedule core derp?
For me, so I am in a CST, and throughout the week it's basically just work, and more work.
Okay.
I work from 7 a.m. like I said, Central, so CST, all the way to 3. But then I usually get home about 5. Like for context, if I were to have worked today, I would have gotten home about now, assuming that I didn't do anything on the way home. That's just if I come straight home from work. So
Yeah.
and then next week I'm also going to be moving. So it's just for me it's just going to be a day by day basis. You would just have to ask me the day of and I can be like, yeah, it either yes I can or no I can't. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to give you much more than that.
Okay, understandable.
It's actually been a very recent development. I've been home by myself all day today, and the rest of my family have actually been out applying for the apartment that I guess we've just got accepted into. Like, that's literally been a today development.
Alright. Well, okay, so I'm gonna like, hold onto that thought, and well, we'll see. Hopefully, the greatest challenge rating of every D&D campaign scheduling will be finally defeated next week. If not, I will try to cook something up during the week, maybe like kind of like a module. I did something similar once in my like main Polish group, that instead of running Adventure Path, I grabbed a collection of one-shots that or modules starting from level 1, so like one module for level 1, then second for level 2, and third for level 3. So I might do something similar here. Or just download, because Foundry apparently has like 3 modules that you download from Foundry itself, and they have like everything basically prepared. Obviously not for characters, but well, yeah, I doubt Crow will be showing up. But yeah, those were the 2 main ideas I wanted to run by you guys. So if you have to go do some other stuff, I am not keeping you longer than necessary.
I'll catch you all again later. I hope to hear from you soon. Be safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, after that previous segment, things have proceeded in not exactly the best direction, as we had another delay. And you can say that this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And essentially, we had to, or rather, I had to do some party shuffling and see if I can get new people, as essentially from the initial 5-man group, 1 person that you saw at the very beginning left due to personal reasons, and then due to scheduling issues we had to say goodbye to other people. However, for those 2, I did hear, I have it written in Discord that they are fine with, rather I think it's written in one case and I heard in the other that they are fine with using their characters, so I'm gonna definitely have some NPC role for them. And other than that, we're gonna look for other people, which I think is going to be alright. It's definitely going to be alright. There's always plenty of willing souls to assist in playing a D&D game. Hopefully. Because, I did some prep, and I would hate to see it all wasted. Oh yeah. Actually, we have people, so let us resume the regular programming. Off we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin properly session 2.0. So, the plan for today is that we're gonna go through session 0 checklist, again with the new people, to see, so you can see like what was decided previously, and if we want to do some arrangements, some adjustments. That's what I was looking for. Then we're just gonna bounce between characters to iron out the last details, figure out the nuts and blah blah. Figure out stuff about the characters, and especially the party bonds, because I would very much like the player characters to not be complete strangers session 1, so that they have some sort of backstory / bonds between one another. They don't have to be friends, they don't have to like one another, but they will work together.
Previously acquainted.
Yes, so that essentially this session 0 I want to pack over stuff so that during the campaign we don't find an issue of one character saying, "Why am I traveling with you?"
Yeah, like I should leave, I want to leave.
Yeah, so despite your, vices, aspirations, goals, there is something that ties you together. So I hope we'll be able to achieve that during session 0. And then depending on the time on your end and on mine, we might do a scene like semi-canon or canon in this universe, so that maybe can act as a way to introduce your characters to one another. I've wrote some stuff, but just to reiterate, yeah, my nick on Inner is Black Shadow, but you can also call me Matt. As you may hear, not a native English speaker. Don't be afraid to ask for me to repeat something. Sometimes I tend to either go too fast, mix up words. So if my explanation or description is not clear, absolutely feel free to ask for a redo. I will try to do my best. And yeah, this is my first time using Foundry. Did some DM some campaigns in English a while back, but well, I hope everything will work out and we'll be able to create a fun character-driven story.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay,
I'm
so
excited.
So, going through the checklist, I'm gonna click show to players, so the the handout should pop out to you. It also should be in the the journal entries, the configuration, the permission. It should be set up in a way that you will be able to see the item in question. We probably gonna go with we go with milestone leveling, and I think most of you will agree that it's less bookkeeping for you and myself.
Yes, please thank God, thank the lords for milestone leveling.
I swear by it. It's so good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the point 4 is moot by now because you did your character creations, so that's new. I did found there's a variant rule of using hero points, but the group wasn't really interested in that, and I don't know. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm not really particular to that, so in my case, I will say no.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's
Wait, hold on. Well, I was reading the thing. What were we talking about? Sorry.
Essentially,
Hero points.
Yeah, hero points are this thing that you, if I recall correctly, you add 6 to a dice result, or you roll d6 to a dice result. Something along those lines. That's a boost to a certain roll.
Okay. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, apparently I think I found it a while back, and I'm pretty sure it's not third party. It's one of the variant rules in the vanilla D&D, but yeah. So we're gonna not go with that. For hit points, obviously first level you get maximum, and the way we went with that is that for the level ups you roll, and if you roll below average, you take average. Are you fine with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, speaking of hit points, because this is one of the technical things that I spotted. Yeah, I'm. Sorry, should I go JP or should I go Lily?
Either one works. It truly doesn't matter. So just say whatever feels comfortable.
Okay, so Lily, in your case, your character has 0 hit points. Not sure if you were rolling for them or.
Oh.
And the reason why it's only 0 is that because you use the the character the class that sadly it's not supported by the SRD, so you kind of had to do the HP rolling manually.
Alright, I'll do it again because it's 8 plus. Oh.
So +4.
4.
Yeah.
Where are my hit points? So 8 plus 4 is 12.
Indeed. Simple math.
I'm smart. That's
Yep.
more than 17 intelligence.
I'm an
16
artificer, I know,
intelligence.
man.
A very
there-
large brain. Yes,
Large.
indeed.
Wait, what's your con? Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, my brain it took like 2 seconds too long to catch up with the math. Okay, and this is something that I mentioned previously, but just to reiterate, no PvP. Please, for the love of God, no PvP.
You have my word.
Makes sense.
Yeah, as I mentioned, like don't have to be friends. Some tension or like verbal conflict discussion in the party is absolutely like fine. It can create interesting situations, but have that in the back of your mind to not escalate to the point where there will be like physical combat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like PvP, so.
Mhm. If you do, God will smite you. So.
Okay.
I thought the gods died though.
They out
Lord
of kind
Ow.
information they fucked off essentially.
I see. They
Uh,
said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah, because I believe in one of the documents in the handouts is like yeah, like mostly described what this world was created for, why it's isolated. However, the origin of this world is like not known. There's like no in-character knowledge about that. But we'll get to that in a moment. Well, point 8 about party cohesion is also something I did mention that after we go through the rest of the stuff, we'll definitely have like a discussion, like how you guys might know each other and stuff like that. About point 9, obviously for mechanical reasons, like definitely pick a character alignment. But I did watch some interesting, like guidance video from Dimension 20 and whatnot. And if you want, like I think it might be interesting, like just roleplay your character. Obviously, the alignment can offer some framework guidance, but just play your character as you would believe them to act. Not sure if I was really clear on that
Yeah,
point.
you're good.
Yeah, that
You're
makes
good, you're
sense.
good.
It makes sense.
Yeah, about point 10. Yeah, if player characters want to have secrets about their backstories or something like that, I believe that's alright. Again, with a caveat that the secret itself will not lead to like party conflict or direct PvP. Like kind of like
Yeah.
secrets, like I have lycanthropy and I keep that as a secret from the rest of the party, but it might get revealed at some point. But
My family was killed by dark elves, and I now hunt them down and kill them.
No.
Like that would be a bad secret.
Yeah. Horrible secret.
Yes. Yes.
Now hold on a minute.
Wait a second.
Like it took me a good few seconds to realize what you just said.
yeah, as for point 11, it's like informative that I am not DM God. If I was a pro DM, I would be doing this for a living, like certain like people in the internet, but I'm not. So absolutely, if I fuck up a rule or if you believe that I am wrong, feel free to like keep me honest. If there's like some uncertain rule, or if you're like doing something that well, there's a discussion about the rules and the DM has to make the final call, I'm merely asking that if you ask me to make a call and I make that call, that's it, and then we move on. Because I imagine there are some rules in the system that is a difference between rules as intended and rules as written. It depends on DM how they want to approach this.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending if Derp will be showing up in the future weeks. Overall, we're gonna have 5 people. I will try my best. However, if possible, I would have a small plea for the rest of the players that try to keep in mind the amounts of spotlight you are having, and if possible, just to like try to ensure everyone gets their own share of spotlight, essentially. Because I imagine that most of these sessions will be going between 2 to 3 hours, maybe longer, but that probably will be an exception depending on people's availability. I cannot spell that word.
It's fine.
Okay. Also, what was mentioned in the LFG post, not sure. I don't have like predetermined campaign length because really it will depend on your like personal arcs, like how do you like essentially what you will feel, what will be the proper campaign length. So yeah, essentially like this will be on you. Yeah, in terms of player absence, yeah, probably mostly case by case basis. So essentially, to give an example, if there's like a session is about a particular player, like we are in the middle of their story arc, then probably we might pause that storyline. But I've been thinking that instead of like going, oh, we probably just gonna delay a week, I will try to have contingencies prepared. So either probably less likely like have like pre-made module ready at Foundry so that we can play essentially one shot, or what I'm thinking about is that doing some kind of like side story, so the same world but like a different perspective to show a little other side of the eclipse, like different perspective, so kind of like a taste of something different, or keeping the same characters but doing some stuff with time and maybe having like a flashback session to like show some specific event or something like that.
Anime filler episode, hell yeah. I'm fucking psyched.
Wait, hold on. Can we get a beach episode?
Bro.
Yes.
Dark beach episode?
Yes.
Completely
let us-
pitch black beach
Yes.
episode. Leviathans from the ocean try to
I'm
eat us.
the only one who will be able to see anything because
I
of
can
my
see I'm a tiefling.
Well, shit. Well, I can
Fuck
see
you.
further because I'm a dark elf, bitch.
I will run you down and kill you.
Well, I have a torch.
I mean,
Fuck you.
I consider this like a nice record that we went over 14 minutes before like DM, but I have dark vision.
You're gonna be like, oh, I can see forever, and I'm gonna be like, LOL, smite. You can't see shit. I'm gonna smite the ground and just cause a flash of light.
Hold on a minute.
Smite! Okay, now as for point 15, I kinda don't want to use inspiration, like the stuff that the DM gives you for like something, because that gives me an issue of like who's
Makes
your favorite
sense.
child. Instead, I want to like do stuff like if like you approach a problem with interesting angle, think outside the box, or like do like a proper description and it makes sense for me to give you advantage because like you use some environmental
Like
advantage.
innovative.
So
Yeah.
it's basically rule of cool.
Yeah, I guess we can call it that way.
Logic
Rule of
version
cool
of
when
rule
it
of
makes
cool.
Yes.
Rule of logic.
Yes.
Rule of logic. Rules of
Rule of
nature.
logic.
Yeah. For the next point, I'm pretty sure everyone will agree. I do not use critical fumbles, and I'm
My
pretty sure
God.
you don't want them as well.
My God.
Yeah.
I had to deal with that, and I currently have to deal with that in JP's zombie campaign, and my gun has broken like 6 times.
You keep
Makes me
rolling like shit.
cry.
It's my fault.
I remember playing a warlock in a game that's like if you roll a nat 1 on an attack, you hurt yourself instead, and like
Oh
Uh,
no, I hate doing
and
that.
like the first time he ever used the dagger, he rolled a nat 1, and then it was described as him using the blade end as the handle,
Oh,
and then like everyone started making fun of him, and it was just a horrible experience, but it was amazing.
yeah. I
I'm-
don't like crit fumbles, so I'm pro.
I mean, sure, there are probably some campaigns that can work with that if we really want to go for nitty gritty, but we are especially this is like a technically Dark World, but we are playing the Hopeful Ember variant, so it's like half glass half full. So yeah, I don't want to deal with critical fumbles. Because like essentially players are rolling more dice, so it's more likely, I believe, that the player can get a crit fumble instead of DM. And like even if I get it, I'm like, oh, fuck it, I have like 50 more NPCs to go through, so it doesn't hurt me as much.
Actually, I've read through the list, and I've actually not seen if we like roll to attack or make a save. What if we meet the DC or AC? Like, what do we say? If we meet, it beats, or does it need to be higher than the DC?
Meat
or
is
AC?
always beat, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Some people rule it differently.
Oh.
That's because I'm 99% sure in the end it always was that when you meet the AC you hit, so you'll need to
Okay.
like equal
Okay.
AC.
Yep.
And I'm absolutely sure it's the same with DC.
All right. Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, for auto success, auto failures, the group wanted to stick with only attack rolls, and I'm inclined to like go with that. Also partially because I want to avoid the king example, which, as it was explained in one video, that because a player rolled nat 20 on a diplomacy check, they expected that they might get something cool like, oh, I convinced the king to give me his crown and give me his kingdom, which, sorry, there are some things that no matter how well you roll,
Yeah.
they won't happen. Which then leads into idea that DM should never allow the roll to happen in the first place and just say like, sorry, but this is not something that can reasonably happen.
Usually, how I like to rule that, I'm a beginner DM myself, and if a player like that just does that, I just make the DC unrealistically high,
Yeah.
like fucking 50 for some reason.
There are some people who like in my world there's like ancient languages, right? So trying to decipher an ancient language, the DC is like 30. So it's like really high. You can do it. It's really high though. So
Yeah,
yeah, I completely...
it would be possible. Like it is a
Yeah.
thing you could do, but it's so hard.
Yeah, but I completely understand the like negating crits sometimes on like ability checks. That's completely normal.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that too.
E.
Just Vortex.
Okay. As for death and injuries, there's like one module that was interesting to me, and if you would like it, I would still wouldn't mind testing it with you during the game. Essentially, fluff-wise, I imagine that because the survivors, those who remain, they like survived War of Extermination, so by default, like mechanically speaking, even the commoner in the village, like not mere commoner, like the greater variant or the hardy variant, which like it gives them more hit points because these folks are sturdy. They survived. They seen some shit. So with the lingering injury stuff that I've been thinking about, and I'm gonna show the handout in just a second. Essentially, the idea is that as long as the party like is in the fight, even if one of you goes down and through some bad luck you get like 2 nat 1s in a row and you fail all your death saving throws, instead of axing this character and axing whatever story they had, instead we go with the lingering injury. So that's based on the one of the modules about like lingering injuries. So for example, so that's the handout, and let me see if I can make a roll. So let's say necrotic, because that's most of the enemies will be dealing. So, for example, you go down, you just fail all the death saving throws, and like, you know what? There's like this like last spark in your soul that you will not yet. You will not die just yet, and with this like burst of resolve and desperation, you get back up, but you like suffer some kind of scar or lingering injury, which overall I believe it has some potential for like interesting roleplay, getting some scars that will mark your character, the struggles that they have endured. Yeah, so for example, if like a ghost takes you down with that necrotic damage, so that's one of the potential like lingering injuries that your characters might have to deal with.
I like that. That's interesting.
And
I've
yeah.
never seen this.
I like how like you want us to not be evil, and then that's the first thing that pops
He didn't say
up.
he didn't want to be evil. He said
I
don't
know,
kill
but,
each
like,
other.
I know still, but like you get what I mean.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the thing that I rolled. But yeah, also there's potential for Gamba.
Gamba.
So essentially, this is a case like if you want your character, like you fall down, and if you want your character to like instantly get back up no matter the result, or actually like wait a moment so that your body gets a chance to like get a breath in and get this like surge of adrenaline going through them. So yeah, essentially, for example, you go down, first death saving throw, you decide to gamble, and if you succeed, then you get back up, and like in point 3 it's described that for example, succeeding a gamble, you take all of your hit die, you roll it, and the result you get acts as your temporary hit points. Obviously, this is more or less like homebrew mechanic by me, so I expect that we'll see how that works in action. So it is possible that well, it will see some changes. And regarding that, actually, so sorry, I'm been rambling too much. So in general, you are cool with the idea to test it out?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Would make for some interesting situations. That's for sure.
I like this.
Okay, so as a part of that, so that I don't forget later, there are some like variants we can pick for the lingering injuries. So by default, you get lingering injury when you fail all the dice saving throws, or you take a gamble and you fail, or being affected by instant kill abilities. So for example, the Intellect Devourer one, I believe they have.
Mhm.
I can't remember the name, but there's the ability that like it kills you like that. So instead, like fluff-wise, it would have been described that you manage to like defend at the last possible moment, but it scars you somehow. And technically, if you want, we can go with a rule that if like a powerful enemy, like boss type guy, like crits you, that also gives you lingering injury, but it's only if you guys want that variant active or not. I'm fine either way.
It would make sense for it to be a thing, and it could make for some interesting situations.
It makes sense until the DM has an enemy that attacks like has
5
flurry
times.
of blows.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And
Yeah.
then I would cry. So
Like,
I'd rather
okay.
not have that.
I'm not too familiar with the injuries. What would be an example, and also how can you cure them? Like heal them.
Do you use restoration or something?
Yeah.
So like not like a long rest would not help.
Actually, hold on. I'm not gonna roll a few more of them because I believe some of them specifically like say what usually do. Hold on. Surgery. I believe there are like few options. Obviously, spells, restoration. Like I would probably go like with what makes sense in fiction. So like not every lingering injury would require restoration. Some like if you burst enough positive energy through the body, that would also work. In some cases, surgery. So essentially doing medicine / heal check with like specific DC. Could also work. Yeah, I believe those would be the options. Hold on, I'm gonna like make up a few more rolls to see like what. For example, bludgeoning, piercing. What the options we have?
Ah, I see.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so some things they specifically say how you can treat it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
yeah,
alignment the alignment one even says it's only like one shift towards evil, so it's like your character could mentally go through that.
Yeah,
and go
but like
back.
I'm already neutral.
Yeah, but like it's not like a straight from neutral to evil. It'd be like straight
Well,
from
yeah, no,
neutral
the
to like
the first like that is literally the only step. Like, if I was good, I would become neutral. If I was neutral, I would
no.
become evil. That's how
There
that
are
works.
micro steps.
Okay, how? Where?
Like think of it like if it says it shifts completely, I don't know. Shift is not exactly a very
Your
descriptive
alignment
term.
shifts one step towards evil.
Towards evil.
I interpret that as
Hmm.
from good to neutral, from neutral to evil.
True.
How does the DM rule this?
You could still mentally go through that, like
Yeah, I know.
comfortably.
Like, it's still like there's gonna be roleplay involved. It's just how would that actually affect alignment?
I don't think it should be like immediate change to evil or something like that. Just creeping towards, you could say.
I mean, I would say that because again, I'm trying to like approach this from idea of like character-driven campaign and potentially having like interesting stuff character-wise. Because from what I see from the dice result, essentially the alignment shift is like the worst result because on 3d6 it's like 3 ones.
That makes sense
so
then, yeah.
I would say like mechanically that result implies that the shift is severe. So like how Ratram
Okay.
is saying, but
I didn't realize it was
how-
the all ones result. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
how would you approach this role playing wise? I would leave it up to you. However, I can see it even with the shift. I would see it as like trying to like getting more like darker thoughts, maybe becoming more like thinking, like almost like if something not demonic but like ugly
Maybe
and dark
become
was.
Maybe you become a bit sadistic or something.
For example,
Well, it's the. Go ahead.
yes, for example, like that, if you wanted to go that route.
Alright, yeah, I think these severe injuries sound really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're not exactly sure, because again, there's like Kali brought a good point that well, there could be enemies that have a lot of attacks. So because it's like a testing system, I can hold off from. We can just go like no enemy, like even if the enemy crits, they do not get like they do not put another lingering injury on you. So we're gonna go only with like the free things. So
But also,
yeah.
do a bit of both worlds and maybe put a Constitution saving throw on that or something. Like if you make
Yeah.
it like maybe put like a decently low DC on it. So like if you fail, you get one, but if you don't fail, you resist. You know.
So
Yeah.
kind of like a
Like-
borrow thing from Pathfinder of coup de grace, that if someone coup de grace you, if you make a fortitude save, you manage to survive despite getting massive amounts of damage. If I get you right?
Sure, I have no. I don't play Pathfinder, but
Yes.
Ah,
yes.
okay.
Yes. It's like I would see. I'd be okay with the like boss crit things if we had a save on it, just
Yeah.
so that it wouldn't be
Okay.
insanely powerful.
Okay. So, but okay. So I'm gonna probably like put this not like a overall thing, but like make an action. Like boss has an action. I specifically write down that if they create possible lingering injury, but the players have a chance of saving against that. Yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
I'm cool with that. If you are fine with that, then yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna go with that. And obviously, another variant rule that we need to decide on. You can endure a lot, but there is a certain point that your body is just, it has enough, and it needs to, like, if you fall down, you just need to like conk out and fucking sleep, be unconscious, whatever. So the question is, how many lingering injuries at the same time your body can handle? And I have 3 variants available to you, so which one we are feeling?
I'm gravitating towards half their character.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
thinking
getting-
C.
Mhm.
Just because like variant A amount equal to the proficiency. First of all, like I can see that like mechanically, sure, but like why would your ability to be good at things have an effect on how much you can take? Maybe it could be like equal to your constitution modifier, how much you can have. Since that's like your bodily strength.
That's a possibility. Although with
I
these variants, I was thinking less about like fluff reasons. This is like almost purely meta choice.
Right,
Mhm.
right,
To be
right.
honest.
Well, I'm fine with all of them, but I think I have a slight preference to C, just because I think these injuries are interesting and I want to experience them. I'm not a masochist, I swear.
I prefer B just because I feel like I would like to go with C, but I feel like it's going to get to a point like later in levels where we have so many debuffs, we have trouble enjoying the game.
True. Actually, yeah. Okay. So
Like
yeah,
I don't want
probably.
to I don't want it to be my turn and for me to have barely any options because my character is so horribly wounded that I can't
Yeah.
play. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I love these
Okay.
injuries, they seem cool, but
Now that you say that, I am also going with B.
Because the way I was thinking is obviously what you said, we might not go to higher levels, but theoretically speaking, if we go to level 20, I could still have 19 injuries, right? And be
Mhm.
horribly mangled, and I couldn't do anything properly, right?
Yeah,
But
I
I
see.
technically could still play. So that's why I'm saying like they have the level could make sense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm convinced.
Then, Samal.
I'm fine with whatever.
Right. I need to like boost your voice a little bit.
Yeah, you're really quiet.
Real quiet.
Yeah, okay. Hey, yeah, I bet this.
A little better. There we go.
A little better.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Variant B it is. But yeah, I am absolutely sure we won't be getting to level 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just
that's
an
fine.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just play together for like 4 years, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're stuck in this now.
I mean, it's not exaggeration. I think high rollers have been playing for like 3 years. The Heroes campaign is like, they are like level 17. Ugh. Okay, so I think for variant rules, that's that regarding the lingering injuries. Let me check. Uh, yeah, hold on. Yeah. So just gonna edit that in to make sure that we don't miss it.
I feel like the DM really came out when you were like, I kind of prefer variant level C.
What? Hmm? Well,
The
I
DM
was
really
thinking
pops
like
out.
I was just thinking like early levels. Okay, that'd be good because like currently we're like level 2, and then having two of them makes sense.
Yeah.
Only having one with B, kinda. Honestly, I kind of think they're pretty interesting.
Yeah, but
And
you
then I
level
was
up
like,
fast.
okay, at higher levels, maybe not.
Even at like level 6. You know?
Yeah. I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Okay, so session 0 checklist has been done. Now for the characters. So that the rest of the group has like general idea, like what you have. You don't need to like reveal everything, but so that the others have like vague idea what you are playing or what might be going on with your character. And if you don't mind, Samuel, seeing that you're like air quotes the old guard, so if we may start from your character. I did mention that you're like wood elf paladin, but if you wish to like give brief description of your character.
We should probably introduce that. Yeah.
Let's see. I gotta check my notes. Okay, former bodyguard. I joined the Night Watch to protect allies. Quirky individual, tends to follow, think more of mission itself than necessarily doing it well. They were effective, but they were given a higher position. They didn't realize he's only good as guard, not really leading. Didn't leave bad terms, but the communications waned over so long, and then he found himself in the city. He took to a new profession, and that's where he is here now. He's just a paladin.
Paladin boy.
Paladin man.
What god do they follow? Or wait, no, they follow the
There's
light.
no
Never
gods.
mind. Sorry. I play a paladin. It's just a natural instinct to
Yeah.
ask.
All faith is to some
Yes.
the light itself.
light.
The light. Yes.
The
Yes.
light protects.
Like
Demacia.
Destiny.
I was gonna say Demacia, but that works too.
It also works.
Yeah, I know what the light is, and if someone took Warlock, they would be getting some interesting visions.
Ooh.
Damn it, I thought about it.
I was
Cool.
thinking like Warlock is pretty cool. No, you've already played that like 3 times.
Yeah, I believe I wrote that in one of the FLG posts, or maybe I didn't. I only talked about it. That actually no, I think I posted that. Obviously, divine spellcasters have some sort of patron and source of power. So I'm like, sure, you can still use the class. You just don't know who's your patron. Like you don't know the identity of the being, if there's one that gives you power. So I
right.
believe one of you, I'm not sure if that changed, but yeah, your background is archaeologist. So quick question, would your character, as part of the, like, I don't know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not identity,
Personality?
shit, sorry, I'm completely blanking on...
Describe the word you're looking for.
Not ambition, but interest, like...
Drive?
Goal.
But like interest or drive would be partially
Hold on a
including like
second.
ruins, or not really?
No, I'll
His
explain
focus?
this in just 1 second. I'll explain.
Okay.
It's too big. It's just I just gotta find the article. I just wanna see.
Mhm.
I gotta. You continue. I'll just find it first. Let's see.
Okay.
There we go. I found. Yes, there it is. This is the reason why he was an archaeologist.
Oh, I love
Love
that.
to dig.
Oh wow.
Dirt boy! He's a dirt boy! Hell
Oh my
yeah!
god. He's a fucking. Why
He's a little
are you
dirt
not
man.
playing a dwarf, dude? Like.
He's an elf. He's a dwarf born in an elven body.
Yeah.
That's great.
Diggy diggy hole.
Truly.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to add at this point in time, or?
My item is a shovel because I think I get a choice as far as my feature. It's let's see. I get one of 8 items. It's either a pole, a medallion, a crowbar, a shovel, a hat, a sledgehammer, a lantern, or a whip. So I'm gonna choose an extra shovel.
That's great.
Makes perfect sense.
Can't wait
Oh.
until our cleric casts commune with God. Figures
my
out who the
God.
frick is giving him powers.
Help, please no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have ideas for our Varfrosh cleric because yeah, they did send me through PMs like the idea for their like NPC and location. There's like their location of interest, and might be spicy, but we're gonna get to that. So with the new fellas, let's go with Kali. So if you may give like a very brief introduction
Yeah.
to your character.
Alright, my character is Vale Rivers. He's a tiefling, bloodline of Zariel, which means he's just more like combat based for his bloodline spells. He's sort of he seems like a very like commoner almost. Like he seems like he sort of fits in with everybody. And he's very, I guess you could say, gullible and kind-hearted. He used to be a blacksmith, but then survived a werewolf attack and was trained to be a blood hunter to suppress the curse that he got from it. And so now he works with the guard after having to abandon his former blacksmithing life.
Okay. Very well. JP, you may introduce your character.
Well, sorry, I was drinking water and almost died.
It's
Don't drown.
I'm fine. Okay, so my character is it's Asa Maple. She's just a little fairy, just a little creature. And the reason why she's here is just she just doesn't like undead. She feels like they are horrible and they ruin everything, and she wants people to be alive. So she just did learn how to blow up things to kill undead, and that's it. That's her whole reason to be here.
Nodders.
I'm here to kill.
I'm here to blow shit up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Like I know nobody. And yes, that's my character.
okay. Ratrum.
Yes, quite. It is I, me. I will be playing as Ven Moonstone, who is a dark elf rogue, soon to be assassin. Let's see. Her goals currently is to find something that is lost from her. What? Well, you'll find out. Her specialty lies in assassinating, but she does various other jobs such as spying, obtaining secret information, stealing. Basically, all the stuff you don't want to do yourself. She can do it for you for the right amount of coin. She does not really give much of a shit about morals and glory. She just wants to accomplish her goal, make some money, and maybe have some fun while she's at it. That's it.
Beautiful. Edgy.
Indeed. Oh no, wait. I always make edgy characters. I just realized.
Wait a second, am I edgy?
No!
Cut to me having a 6'4" goth elf paladin.
Oh yeah, actually, Ven is kind of tall for being a drow. She's like 5'9". That's
My
tall for
character's-
elves, okay?
My character's 6'2".
Same.
My little teeth.
Uh,
My
sh-
tiefling. I'm gonna put my arm on your head like an armrest.
oh, she will actually cut off your arm if you do that.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's for the clout.
Alright, I can make an arm for you.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay. Okay. Good for you, I guess.
Thanks.
Cool. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay. So let's. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have a couple of questions to several characters so that we may have a better idea, better place for your place in the city. So, you might have said that somehow, but I'm gonna just ask just to be sure. I might have like missed it. Would you say that your character is native to the City of Hope, or he came from somewhere else?
He came from somewhere else.
All right. Okay.
Oh my god, I just realized what your character picture is. For Silas.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Last that you
no. Oh God.
last that you know, because obviously you didn't came from the void, and the war has been raging for the past century. Are you aware of what happened to your previous place of stay, or this is not something that bothers you? Slash, this is not something that you as a player are interested in pursuing? Rather, is this like not information that's relevant to this character slash their story?
I feel like it's less relevant to them.
All right. Very well.
Hold on. Wait. So the war was 100 years long?
Actually, it was quite long. Let me give you.
Wasn't it almost like 200 years?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, there's like. Let me jump to the pinned message. One of these messages described. Yeah. Of the timeline. Yeah, don't worry about the legend because it's like it was part of the timeline of the wider world, but yeah, it's definitely over 100. Yeah, the war has been raging on for over 100 years. Over 100 years. It wasn't like it didn't happen in a way that it was like this one giant massive wave just sweeping through the land. There were like a lot of like incursions, battles, people trying to do their best to like hold them off. But yeah, it was something
Like
that
the reason I'm asking is because my character is an elf, and elves get quite old, and she's currently 121. So I was like wondering if she knew of a time before the war